We're going to simplify an expression containing complex numbers. The expression is 1 minus 4i over 4i times the quantity 1 plus 4i to the negative 1 power. And let's begin by writing 1 plus 4i to the negative 1 power with a positive exponent. And I can write it in the numerator with an exponent of 1 instead of in the denominator with an exponent of negative 1. So I have 1 minus 4i, which was already in the numerator, times 1 plus 4i, and that leaves 4i in the denominator. Now let's do this multiplication in the numerator. I'll have 1 minus 16i squared when I multiply these two together, and that's over 4i. I squared is negative 1, so I have 1 minus 16 times negative 1 over 4i, or 1 plus 16 over 4i, which is 17 over 4i. Now I'm going to multiply 17 over 4i by something, some form of 1 in order to remove the I from the denominator. And the form of 1 that I'm going to use is negative 4i over negative 4i, because negative 4i is the conjugate of 4i. So this gives us 17 over 4i times negative 4i over negative 4i. When I multiply the numerators, I get negative 68i, and when I multiply the denominators, I get negative 16i squared. Now we've got negative 68i over negative 16 times negative 1, because I squared is negative 1. So negative 16 times negative 1 is 16. And when I simplify, I get negative 17i over 4, or we might write this as negative 17i over 4 with the negative sign in front of the fraction bar, or we could also write this as negative 17 over 4i.